XRP has legitimate utility potential. Folks, it is in this space, it is oftentimes difficult to differentiate between reality and illusion. Oftentimes, XRP has, in the community of XRP, we've seen insane level of price predictions. I saw a video over here. Where is it? Yeah, that XRP to $1,000. So we've seen it, and it is very hard to differentiate between fact, theory, fiction, illusion. So I asked Grok over here that does XRP legitimately have utility potential or not? And what are the challenges or what are the skeptics saying? So we're going to be looking at this in a moment. But first, let me share with you this video as well. Talking about just theory, market manipulation, and a really interesting topic from Cyprus Demand and Core about XRP. Let's see what is happening. Look at this. How many ETFs are needed to move the XRP price back to what it was when there were no ETFs? Let's check this out, folks.
That leads me to the last portion of today's video. Something that I honestly have been pondering on in the back of my mind, but Yava beat it to me, or beat me to the punch. So he said here, I have an odd maybe conspiracy made question here. ETFs and precious metals. Historically, we have seen ETFs used to manipulate the prices of commodities, specifically precious metals. In the past year, we have seen the COMEX and LBMA delivery times steadily increase from T+1 to T+8 weeks. This has been happening due to structural shifts in the market and other reasons I will not get into here. But the ultimate result is that prices of precious metals have been steadily increasing. Here's my thought. There's been a continual mantra amongst influencers that crypto ETFs will drive up the demand and therefore the price of the underlying asset. What if this is actually not the case? What if the ETFs will be used initially to manipulate the price on the back end to keep prices down until laws are passed and regulations are implemented? Much of the market on-chain is visible, but once ETFs from the big players really take root, what if they are used to actively suppress prices in the same manner as gold and silver? The narrative around crypto ETFs might actually be a rug pull. Maybe tinfoil hat on. And reading that, I literally could not agree more. Like, 110%. Now, obviously, of course, there's a bunch more dynamics to this that somebody could go in with all kinds of credentials and stats and this and that, mathematical statistics or whatever. But let's just look at the freaking fundamental headlines. Like, this is crazy to me, okay? And we'll just take a look at two assets that I'm super bullish on long term. And you could do this for a multitude of assets. Like I said, I left XLR out of this. I left Aptos out of this. I left XRP out of this. I left Solana out of this. I left all these assets that recently have seen ETF launches, inflows, or pending ETFs on the radar. And none of them are performing well. Most likely, though, again, on the backdrop, if you take a look, right, at the Solana and XRP ETFs, those would be more so the ones to focus on, but I didn't want to go through and pull up a bunch of fundamentals to waste everybody's time. So I just wanted to show you guys two examples. This is crazy to me. Super bullish fundamentals, but ETFs launching and nothing, dead. So what if this theory is correct? What if these institutions think about it? They are not going to buy super aggressive with leverage like all the retail traders have been doing over the past, since the crypto market recovered in 2022 years, right? What is that? Oh, going on 4 years, right? They're going to buy spot, or they're going to buy in an ETF wrapper with no leverage, safe and sound, and they're going to want to do it at the lowest price. So what if all these ETFs are launching, influencers, the shillers, are thinking that it's super bullish, which, mind you, long-term, it likely will be. But what if...
So folks, look at this. People oftentimes ask XRP to become a global reserve asset. We've seen insane level of price predictions. We're going to be looking at this video as well in a moment. But first, let's check this one out. XRP to $1,000, even more, 10,000, 50,000 even, that it won't even care about the market cap when utility is going to be funneling in it. So let's check this out. XRP's design prioritizes enterprise-grade scalability, making it a bridge asset for moving value across borders, currencies, and even tokenized real world assets, folks. So, this is a multi trillion dollar industry in itself. Obviously, cross border, if you're moving money cross border, that is $1 trillion segment in end of itself. So, different segments made of trillions of dollars, folks. So, awesome. Proven infrastructure. The XRPL is a decade-old battle-tested network handling 1500 plus transactions per second with deterministic finality. No reversals. It is ISO 20022 compliant. There are a lot of, I agree that there are a lot of new projects in the market claiming insane level of transactions per second, but folks, it just happens to depend that if a project is being used for a certain service or a use case. If a project is not even being used, folks, then what is the need of so much transactions per second? You need reliable services, reliable utilities. There is always a new shiny toy in the market, but it all depends on the partnerships, the infrastructure, the structure that a project is basically building, and XRP is doing that. It is ISO 20022 compliant, aligning with global banking standards, supports native DeFi, tokenization, and interoperability for CBDCs, stablecoins like RLUSD. Institutional traction. Now look at this. Ripple has 300 plus financial partners across 45 countries, processing $15 billion plus in annual cross border volume. This is just the beginning, folks. Talking about the post SEC world, the lawsuit resolution in 2024, institutions are re engaging. Folks, let me tell you one thing, XRP lost a lot of time in this lawsuit. There was a lot of hindrance, there was a lot of blockade in its path. Now that it is re-engaging, now XRP is back on its trajectory to go and capture the market. XRP ETFs have seen $800 million plus inflows in months, second fastest after Bitcoin, with projections of $5 to $7 billion more from compliant products. Awesome, folks. Banks and fintechs via Ripple's on demand liquidity, use it for real time settlement. So, this is awesome, reducing risks in the process. It has got the programmable money edge. Experts describe XRP as programmable money for automated code driven transfers, ideal for AI driven finance, which is here, folks. The AI driven finance, it is a reality, it is here, and it is here to make a change. So it has that settlement utility written all over it. Growth catalyst, regulatory clarity, the US stablecoin laws, the Genius Act, the expansions like XRPL Layer 2 for staking, bridging, are accelerating adoption. Japan's ZK digital identity on XRPL and Vanguard's ETF access to 50 million clients signal broader integration. So, in short, folks, XRP isn't vaporware that people oftentimes call it. That it is simply vaporware. It does not. It is not used. The token is not used in the infrastructure. This is an entirely different debate altogether. Some might agree, some might not. Even if the company itself is at this point constructing partnerships and using XRPL, somewhere down the line, obviously XRP as that bridge token, it is going to be used in the infrastructure. So look at this. According to this, it already is plugged into parts of the system. So even if the skeptics are saying that it isn't plugged in, we are seeing over here that it is with utility metrics. Example, settlement volume up 10x, which is outpacing hype. But there are the skeptical side saying that there's competition. Swift is modernizing with blockchain pilots. Adoption plays pace. Obviously, folks, adoption is really slow. This is why people are really frustrated sometimes as well, that it is really, really slow. Despite partnerships, full scale bank usage remains gradual, slowly and gradually. Market dynamics, utility doesn't erase crypto's wild swings. Even if a project has utility, when Bitcoin has so much dominance, it is the grandfather, the digital gold narrative that it has, the first mover. It obviously, for now, overshadows XRP's role because it is boring for some. So obviously, till the point, if it drags its feet on tokenization, XRP stays niche, prioritizes its own utility. Somewhere down the line, it's going to be decoupling from the market, and then utility might outpace the speculation phase. Valuation reality at $2 today, it is undervalued for utility, but over for speculation. Long-term bulls eye $10 plus via ETF inflows and super cycles. So it needs large-scale integrations to hit those prices. But the utility proponents say that it does not even care about the market cap. When it will move, it will indeed move like anything. So look at this. For investors, it is a bet on function over frenzy. Hold for the infrastructure build out. Slow, steady, boring, but diversify against delays. If you're not patient, you can increase your back size by investing elsewhere and then getting back in. But if utility fully ignites, the shift from speculation to settlement could make early believers very wealthy. But obviously, folks, the patience is the key. This journey, the journey from speculation to utility, folks, this is frustrating, I know. Obviously, isn't a moonshot, it is a marathon. Obviously, it is XRP, the Ripple, as a company working as a real business. Real businesses take time to blossom, take time to boom, take time to build up. So XRP, if it does that, ultimately it has the potential to reach great heights, folks. Now look at this. DAS Research's latest report highlights a pivotal moment for XRP, confirming Ripple's emergence as a global financial infrastructure leader. Number one, rapid transaction growth. Q3 2025 transaction volume increased 500%. Daily transactions reached 2 million with 134,000 active addresses in Q1 2025. RLUSD stablecoin launch. Regulatory milestones, awesome. Technological leadership, RPSA consensus ensures seconds fast transactions with minimal fees. The ODL processed $1.3 billion in Q2 alone, folks. Awesome, outperforming traditional systems, even like Swift, in both speed and efficiency. This is why we're saying that XRP is something beyond a cryptocurrency. It is positioned as a bridge to regulated, scalable global finance. We're talking about CBDC, we're talking about DeFi, regulated DeFi. XRP has the potential to become a core fixture in the global banking system. And this is why we saw the post that $10 plus in the long haul, but the XRP community, folks, they are really passionate. They are very, very insane when it comes to XRP. They say that even $1,000, $10,000 is possible when utility hits. So they say that madness changes the game. So there is a sense of madness in what XRP is saying, but you never know, folks. We've seen really, really crazy stuff when utility funnels. Let's see if market cap would even matter or not. So let's check this one out.
XRP go to $1,000 in 2026. I think it'll be more than that in 2026.
By the way, in my humble opinion, I think even if we hit insane level of prices, I think it will take time. We should be looking at decades, because our grandfather, they invested in real estate, and the grandchildren, the great grandchildren, they ultimately benefited from that investment. So we should be looking at these investments in that spectrum as well, because these are not the quick get quick scheme like they were once, in the speculation phase. When the utility hits, or when the utility cryptos boom, I think that it is going to be a slow, gradual process for mass adoption.
If everything kind of pans out the way that I think it's going to go. I know this price target sounds wildly crazy to a lot of people. We talked about dark pools. I put out a video on that the other day. We've talked about all the circumstances in which supply and demand dynamics drive price substantially higher for XRP. We've talked about the reverse carry trade and treasuries and tether and the back end of the stock market and unrealized losses, and all the things that are literally set up ready to go when this thing is ready. What are they waiting on? Maybe they're waiting on a star. Maybe they're waiting on something else. I don't know what it is, but they're waiting on something, and they've stacked the deck for this thing to kick off and go at very high prices when it's time. Personally, I think very high percentage chance that it's probably higher than that in 2026.
XRP to $1,000 in 2026. XRP can go to 1,000 and way more, according to this guy right here. This video has been going viral all over social media. So is this guy right? Can XRP go to $1,000 and way more? What is a realistic price prediction for XRP in the next few months? Is it really possible for XRP to hit $1,000 by next year? And what is a realistic price prediction for XRP? That is what we're going to speak about right now. XRP right now is at $2. So for XRP to go to $1,000, XRP would have to do a 500x from today's prices. Even though I don't agree with him in this video, $1,000 XRP by next year, I think is crazy. I would love that. I would love for that to happen, but I don't.
Exactly, folks. I also think that it is crazy to think that obviously everyone would want that. The XRP investors, especially the proponents of utility, would want that. Even if you're an XDC holder, you're a Flare network holder, you're a QNT holder, folks, nobody can deny that XRP, like Bitcoin is for crypto, XRP, whether you like it or not, is for the utility space. So we would like it to go to those levels and as soon as possible, but I think that it will take time.
I don't think it's realistic whatsoever. $1,000 XRP will happen in the next few years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, but you're going to have to be patient. It's not going to happen by 2026. So I do agree with it. The XRP will reach $1,000 eventually for a lot of different reasons. There are so many reasons to be bullish on XRP, but the timeline is way too bullish. Billionaires, multi-billionaires will be made from XRP if XRP hits $1,000 by next year. And I'm very bullish on XRP, but I don't see $1,000 XRP by next year. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with this guy or do you agree with me? What's your price prediction for XRP? Leave a comment down below and join the subscribe and destroy the like button. And if XRP was worth $1,000, then XRP would literally have a market cap of $100 trillion, which again is basically like a 500x from today's prices. And for example, if XRP had Bitcoin's market cap, one XRP would literally be worth about $30, which is a 14x from today's prices. So basically a realistic price target.
Folks, people do not realize that Bitcoin without any utility has reached this market cap. And it will go towards that $1 million mark that people oftentimes say that it will reach. Obviously, if crypto is to survive for the next 50 years or more, even this like stock market century from now, BTC has to be 1 million plus, period. This is something that nobody would deny. Yeah, if it does not crash and the other projects they do not go up and dethrone BTC in the long haul, BTC becomes old news. But I think crash of BTC is going to be really, really detrimental for the entire industry if someone likes it or not. That is a truth. But if BTC reaches those levels, imagine XRP with utility, I think that it has got a lot of potential in the long haul. It depends on adoption. It depends on the developments. But if this industry is to survive and mass adoption happens, then XRP has to be there.
Target for XRP for next year. But XRP compared to Bitcoin, XRP would be worth $30 basically. So a realistic target for next year would be at $30 max.
Anyways, folks, let me share with you a post over here from Whale Insider. ETF clients buy $38.04 million worth of XRP, bringing total ETF held net assets to $922.71 million. Awesome. Look at this. This is John Squire. Bomb. The 2017 XRP pattern is back and it is lining up perfectly for 2025. Awesome. Last time it exploded over 7,000%. I mean, that is insane. Everyone would want that. This time the target is clear, $10 plus. Hopefully, folks, you can feel the pressure building. Let's see 2017. Let us compare the move. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are Elliott waves. The 1, 2, third, fourth. Sometimes people say that the third one is the largest. But this time, look at the fifth move over here. It has gone insane, to be honest. Crazy. 0.005 almost, all the way to 35, 45 cents, 30, almost 40 cents over here. That is insane and awesome. At the same time, we're in 2025. The 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hope that it happens. And if it happens, we're seeing $10 minimum over here. Hopefully, it is not hopium and it happens. We all want it to happen, folks. They know we know. The whole kingdom knows that XRP is the king. Hopefully, the market maker, the king maker, basically. Yeah. XRP is holding firmly along its long-term support. Some technicals repeating the same structure seen after previous consolidation phases. XRP price is compressing, volatility is dropping, and buyers are slowly regaining control, which is a classic early signal of a potential upward reversal. Check this out. Crucial support levels over here. Let's hope that the prices hit these levels and go up to the promised land. That is awesome. So, folks, what do you guys think about XRP and this journey, folks? The journey from speculation to utility. Do you think that XRP can reach these levels that everyone is talking about, the proponents especially are talking about? And when will it hit these levels and take over the global financial system? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Patreon by following the link in the description box below. Until next time, stay tuned and thank you very much.